Okay, today's video is still ratio and proportional reasoning. We're gonna do more percent questions today, and again, you can do these a couple ways. This is the way I do them. So let's get through page 3 and 4, make it quick and simple, and we'll work on this in class as well. So example number 2 here says, Jamal needs to purchase a countertop for his kitchen. Jamal measured the countertop is 5 feet. The actual measurement is 4.5 feet. What is Jamal's percent of error? And if you remember this, probably don't, it's the error over the actual, and I called it the oops. The oops, how off was he over the actual measurement? So his oops is the difference or the delta, 5 minus 4.5 feet, so he was off by half of a foot. What is the actual? The actual measurement? The actual measurement is 4.5 feet. So if you subtract that, he was off by half of a foot over the 4.5 feet. If I change this, I want the percent of error, so I want this answer as a percent. So I've got to do that division, which is really 5/10 divided by 4 5/10. Make sure you're doing that correctly. And you get decimal point 111111111. So I'm going to put a few of them in here. Yes, it keeps going. Bar notation or dot, dot, dot. Not both, though. So this is what the decimal answer is. It says, what is the percent of error? Well, to change this to a percent, it's like multiplying by 100. So times 100, that would give you the percent. So the answer is 11 1/9, or 0.1 repetent. Best to write it as 1/9. So 11 1/9% error. A little bit more than 10% off. Example 3. Gas prices are projected to increase by 124% by April 2015. A gallon of gas is currently $3.80, which it is right about $3.80. What is the projected cost of a gallon of gas for April 2015? Well, it's going to increase by 124%. That means it's going to more than double. More than double. 100% is doubling something. So I have to take 124% of this current price. So I'm going to take and change my percent. Remember, this is another way I could read this is 124 hundredths. Percent means out of 100 per 100. So 1 24 hundredths times that $3.80. And yes, you could do this on a calculator. Another way you could set this up, some of you that remember the proportion, 124 over 100 equals what's the new price over the old price, the original $3.80. You could do it as a proportion as well. I do it as a multiplication problem. It's going up by 124%. This is the way that I taught you. And that equals $4.71. So yes, that $4.71, there's a point, and then there's another 20 on here, but you know, 71 with that 20, it would just stay 71. You'd have to round with money. So it's going to increase $4.71. What is the projected cost of the gallon of gas? Well, it's the $3.80 plus the increase, $4.71. Oh my God, I hope not. Yikes. $8.51. You guys, can you imagine? Nope. Mom and Dad would make you walk everywhere. $8.51. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. So a sweater is marked down 33%. Those of you that are in here, if it's 33% off, what percent are you paying?
6.
So I have Nick, Izzy, Ray, Skylar, Sage, and
Joe.
Oh, Joe. Oh my gosh, I said Joe. Oh, Joe Ray. Oops. Joe Ray and Maya in my class right now. So, okay, a sweater is marked down 33% off. Off means subtract. So 100 minus the 33%. The best way to do this would be 67% off. It's 67% off. You're going to pay 67%, 33% off, so you're going to pay 67%. The original price is $37.50. What is the sale price of the sweater before the sales tax? So what are you going to pay for it plus tax? Always have to add tax on later, but it's not asking us that. So the best way to do this is to take my 67%, 67 hundredths, times my $37.50, and that will give you the price that you're actually going to pay. And that comes out to be $25 rounded and 13 cents. So $25.13 is going to be the new price of that sweater. And then they're going to add tax. A shirt is on sale for 40% off. What percent do you pay?
60.
60%. Good job, guys. The sale price is $12. What was the original price? Oh, this is different than this question. They gave you the original. So you do take 67% times that original price. A shirt is on sale for 40% off. This is the price you paid when they took the 40% off. This is the sale price, like what we found up here, the sale price. When it's what is the original price, so you paid, if it's 40% off, you're right, 60, you paid 60% of what number gave you the $12. This is a different question. I know that 60% times the original price gives me the $12. 60% of the original price gives me the $12. So here, to solve this equation, you would have to divide by 60% because they're asking you to find the original price. I don't know what that is. Here, in the question before, they gave you the original price. You can multiply the percent off times the original price to get the sale price. This is the sale price. And the next question, they're giving you the sale price and asking you to do the opposite, find the original price. It's a division problem. So when you take $12 and divide it by 60%, you're going to answer here the original price is, when you take 12 and divide it by 6, don't you get a 2? You get $20. This is the answer to number 1. What is the original price? This is the original price. Well, how much did you save? What was the discount? That's how much you save, right? The discount is how much you save. So if it now costs you $12, but it was originally $20, how much did you save? How much did you save? 8, right? So the $8 is the discount. That's how much you save. I was answering that. So $20 was the original cost. Now it's on sale for the $12. So the discount, that 40% off, was really the $8 discount. Next page. At a certain store, 48 television sets were sold in April. The manager at the store wants to encourage the sales teams to sell more TVs by giving all the sales teams member a bonus if the number of TVs sold increased by 30% in May. How many TVs must the sales team sell in May to receive the bonus? So they've got to increase it by 30%. Increase means what? Add. Yes, you're right. Increase means add. So not only do they have to sell all 100% of the 48 TVs that they sold in April, they've got to increase it by 30%. So the smartest thing to do is say, oh, let's find 130% of those 48 televisions. So smartest way to do this is to take 1 3/10 or 1 30 hundredths, change the percent to a decimal, times that 48. 1 3/10 times 48 is 62 and 4/10. Okay, you guys that are in here, can you sell 4/10 of a TV?
No.
No. So, do I say 62 TVs or do I round it to 63 TVs? Is 62 enough to be 130%? Or can you go a little bit above it and say 63? How many people guessed 63? Yes, you five that have your hands up? Yes. The answer is 63. Because 62 would not be quite enough. So if the sales team sells 63 TVs in May, then they're going to meet the goal of at least 130%. 63. You would have to round up on that. Remember, percent questions sometimes have rounding. Dollars. A salesperson set a goal to earn $2,000 in May. He receives a base salary of $500 per month as well as 10% commission for all sales in that month. So this is similar to the question we did in class where the guy made $325, Piper, and he made 16% of his commission of $1,500. Same idea. This person, the salesperson, wants to earn $2,000. He gets $500 plus 10% of whatever he sells. How much merchandise will he have to sell to meet his goal? Well, first thing, I know that he wants to make $2,000. He's already making $500 if he sells nothing. So he wants to earn $1,500 in commission. $1,500 in commission. So what does he have to do? He's got to get 10% of what sales to earn that $1,500 more, so that now $1,500 plus the $500, he's got $2,000. So 10% of what number will give me $1,500? So I don't know, it's a multiply equation. I'm going to divide by 10%. When you divide this number by 10%, you're going to see that this answer is $15,000, which seems like a lot, but really isn't in the real world. So he has to sell $15,000 worth of merchandise. Maybe it's, washers and dryers or refrigerators. Maybe he works at a place where they sell appliances, or he sells, stereo equipment. He has to sell $15,000 worth of merchandise in order to earn $1,500 in commissions plus $500 that he earns for salary anyways. After eating at a restaurant, Mr. Jackson's bill before tax is $52.50. The sales tax rate is 8%. Mr. Jackson decides to leave the 20% tip for the waiter based on the pre-tax amount, so before tax. So he wants to leave 20% of $52.50. How much is the tip? First question that Mr. Jackson leaves for the waiter. How much will the total bill be, including tax and tip? Express your solution as a multiple of the bill. Well, first thing, got to do two things here. Find the tip only, then find the total with the bill plus the tip and the tax. So, got to find a second thing here. First thing first. How much is the tip? He wants to leave 20%, 20 hundredths of $52.50. Well, that's 10% would be $5.25. So if you double it, it would be $10.50. So the tip, how much is the tip? $10.50. And I'm going to label this. This is the tip. How much will the total bill be, including tax? So one way I could figure this out is, okay, he pays all 100% of the $52.50. Plus, he pays 8% for the tax, plus he pays 20% for the tip. So I could add my 100% plus my 8% tax plus my 20% tip, and I would get, 128% of his bill is going to be his total bill. 128% times my $52.50. Here's my solution as a multiple of the bill. That's why I'm adding. Yes, you always add tax on. You have to pay more. And yes, you add tip on, and 20% is a good tip. So all of those get added on to the 100% that you're already paying for the $52.50. So as a multiple of the bill, you take 1.28 times $52.50, and you get that the answer is $67.20. So that's the total, everything included, tax and tip. Total. $, $67.20. Just the tip is $10.50. So the tax must be, what's the tax? The tax must be $4.20. We didn't have to know that though, but obviously $4.20 and $10.50 would give us $14.70. So the total of the bill is $67.20. Last question. Stephanie paid $9.18 for a pair of earrings. This amount included the tax. So this is, she's paying all of whatever the earrings cost, plus it included the tax. So she paid 100% for the earrings, plus the 8% for the tax. So she paid 108%. What was the cost of the item before the tax? So what's the original cost? What is the original cost? The percent you have to use is not 8%, because this $9.18 includes the original cost plus the 8%. So we have to find 108% of what number, I'm going to call it X, or E for earrings. So 108% of the earrings, I'll use A this time, could use X, 100% of what original cost equals the $9.18. So whenever you're finding original, it's going to be a division problem. Maybe you remember that when we did this in class. So I'm not multiplying my 108 by my $9.18, because that is not the original amount. If it was the original amount before the tax, then you would multiply to get the amount with the tax. This is the amount already with the tax. So it's a division problem. So you get that the earrings originally cost $8.50. $8.50. To check yourself, you could say, oh, what is 0.08 times 850? So the tax, if I was going to figure out the tax would be $8.50 times 0.08. And that would come out to be 68 cents. If you add 68 cents to the 850, you will get $9.18. That's one way you could check to see, did I get the right answer? But the right answer is the $9.18 divided by the 100% cost of the earrings plus the 8% included in that. And you get $8.50.